I am in a different space emotionally. I am not as angry, even though some shit still pisses me off. Don't call it a comeback, but I'm back.
Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin have been together for more than 20 years, but they have never formally married. Whenever things seemed stable, there would be arguments, distance, and misunderstandings, and fans began to notice how frequently Chrissy had to cover up the cracks in their public image and correct Jim's mistakes. However, over time, fans could see the toll it was taking, as Chrissy began to appear exhausted, distant, and less like herself. They say that love is blind, but Chrissy may finally be seeing Jim for who he truly is after what happened last weekend at a VIP lounge in New York City. At first glance, everything appeared normal as Jim and Chrissy entered the club together, greeted a few familiar faces, and took a table near the back. However, if you look closely, something seemed strange. Jim kept moving away from the table to check his phone and dismissed Chrissy whenever she attempted to speak with him, according to sources. Sources claim Chrissy was attempting to maintain harmony by smiling and making an effort to keep the evening enjoyable, but it was obvious that something was upsetting her. Then, according to witnesses, the situation took a turn for the worse. When Jen received a text that entirely changed Chrissy's mood, she asked him who it was from. Jim grabbed the phone off the table and tried to leave, but Chrissy followed him and demanded additional questions, which is when the voices began to rise and Jim began ranting in the center of the club, accusing Chrissy of being. Chrissy appeared hurt, not angry, but the tipping point was when Jim got too close and said something that caused her to physically back up. At that point, people pulled out their phones, and videos began to circulate online. But what began as whispers turned into a storm, and when Jim got in Chrissy's face, everything exploded.
I was standing in that house, and he was coming in 6 and 7 in the morning, talking about this record, that record, and they had a record out in years. What are you working on?
Chrissy!
Talking to like that.
I'm talking to you.
Stop pointing at me,
I'm
Chrissy,
talking.
for
That's
real.
who I was talking to. I'm talking to you because guess what? We lived in the same house.
As Jim and Chrissy's dispute heated up inside the club, several individuals captured a few seconds of the mayhem on camera. In one now viral video, Jim is seen reaching out and grabbing Chrissy by the wrist. As she tries to leave, she pulls back and cries, "Let go of me." Security hurried in quickly, but before they could stop it, a man from a nearby section stepped in between Jim and Chrissy, and this is what got everyone talking. The whole atmosphere in the club changed. You can literally see the people around them freeze. The music continued, but everyone was watching them. In the meantime, Jim stood there looking overwhelmed and upset. Some eyewitnesses claimed that the mystery man had been watching from a distance and intervened when things got tense, while others claimed that he whispered something to Chrissy as he led her out the side exit. Jim stood behind him, shouting at security about being disrespected in his city. In any case, what should have been a private dispute turned into a public spectacle, and Chrissy wasn't the one who looked bad in that clip. Within hours, the video went viral on social media, with one post receiving over 1 million views. One comment read, "Chrissy must leave that man who doesn't show her any respect." Another added, "20 years for this." Jim, this is disappointing, with descriptions like "she looked frightened," and "that man who stepped in showed more care than Jim ever did." The videos were being reposted. Celebrities even joined the discussion. Cardi B wrote on Twitter, "Been telling y'all, some of these men just aren't it. Fame doesn't equal respect." Remy Ma, who has known both Jim and Chrissy personally, liked the post that stated, "It's time to let go." And Tamar Braxton reposted the video with the remark, "This isn't love. I hope she knows that." Let him go. Some fans even began locating old love and hip-hop videos and highlighting scenes in which Chrissy was clearly upset or crying, stating, "This was always there. We just didn't want to see it." The most intriguing aspect, however, was that neither Chrissy nor Jim made any remarks, clarifications, or Instagram posts. Just complete silence, while the internet called out Jim and showed support for Chrissy. When Twitter blew up, Chrissy and Jim's silence said it all, but the real tea was only beginning.
Hoping one day he just snaps gets out of it and realizes...
After 11 years, which day you think it's gonna be?
I don't know. I don't see how we're gonna make it. And that's how serious.
While the video of Jim grabbing Chrissy had already frustrated people, the internet did what it does best, and within hours, there were rumors that Jim was messaging another woman, not just any woman, but someone Chrissy might have already suspected, according to sources close to the couple. Chrissy allegedly saw texts and direct messages on Jim's phone that night at the club, which is what started the whole argument. We're talking about flirtatious texts, late-night messages, and even screenshots of Jim using Cash App to send money. The receipts were wild, and one of the direct messages said, "I miss that laugh of yours." Additionally, Jim posted a selfie with the phrase, "thinking about you." It was an emotional betrayal, not just a series of messages. When Jim left his phone open and Chrissy discovered the messages, it wasn't just one or two, but an entire thread spanning weeks, with the woman clearly believing she was more than just a passing connection. Fans rushed in to analyze Jim's recent Instagram activity and found a pattern of him liking revealing posts, commenting with flame emojis, and following a small group of women who all appeared to have a similar connection to the industry. One name in particular kept coming up, a stylist who works closely with a few rappers and reality TV stars. Fans pointed out that Jim had been leaving comments on her photos for months, and to make matters more suspicious, she posted a cryptic Instagram story around the time of the fight, saying, "He was never really yours, sis." And the internet didn't stop. TikTokers began posting screenshots of Jim's likes and this woman's post side by side. By matching up dates, captions, and even location tags, people were able to piece together timelines that made it difficult to deny something was going on. However, what really ignited the internet was the possibility of this woman's identity and her connection to another well-known figure in the industry.
Amy needs to step up and be involved and take stock in what's going on around him.
Following the club incident, Chrissy was spotted leaving through a side exit with the same man who broke up the fight. According to some people in the area, she appeared distraught, as if she were holding back tears, and she didn't even attempt to explain or de-escalate before leaving. However, it turns out that the man who intervened is more than just a random stranger. People who were at the club said that he stood by her, gently led her out, and even checked on her in the car afterward. It didn't seem like the first time he had been there for her. He's a longtime friend of Chrissy's from back in the day, someone she's known for years, even before Jim. Some blogs claim they dated before she met Jim, while others say he's just always had her back when things got rough. He'd appeared familiar, as if he was used to being there when she needed support. Chrissy hasn't posted anything on social media since that night. No tweets, updates, or stories. Just a blank profile picture and a few archived posts of her and Jim together. In the meantime, the unidentified man has been seen twice near Chrissy's building, once even carrying groceries, so fans are understandably beginning to wonder if Chrissy has finally reached her breaking point. Is she ready to move on with someone who genuinely cares for her after spending so long defending Jim? From the outside, it appears that this mysterious man has offered more comfort in a few days than Jim has in months. And Jim's expression that night wasn't just anger. It was fear. Fear of losing the woman who had stood by him for more than a decade.
I want to turn it off in any way because I know who I was at that time, and I was a wild boy. So one of the main things that I do was had to really learn how to take it back a notch and shit like that.
People close to Jim claimed that he was upset not only about the incident, but also about how quickly the video went viral. Jim allegedly began contacting clubgoers to try to persuade them to remove the clips or, at the very least, stop reposting, but it was too late by that point. The video had already been screen recorded, re-uploaded, and was trending on every platform. Jim even approached a couple of smaller blogs with offers to have it taken down and let things cool off, but no one seemed willing to cover for him due to the overwhelming response. According to sources close to Chrissy, this incident may have been the final straw. She has been emotionally drained for months and was already considering stepping back from the relationship. Some reports say Jim's attempt to suppress the footage only fueled more suspicion and made fans more determined to keep the spotlight on what happened. Chrissy remained silent throughout all of Jim's efforts to manage the situation, saying nothing, which only made her silence speak louder. The same man who broke up the fight has been by Chrissy's side ever since, helping her process everything, making sure she's okay, and offering emotional support. Jim's reputation has taken a hit because of the video, the messages, and the absence of a genuine apology. Chrissy has reportedly been staying at a hotel and hasn't spoken to Jim since that night, according to friends. People have been flooding Jim's comment sections, asking Chrissy to prioritize her peace and expressing their disappointment in him. Some insiders say Chrissy isn't just walking away, she may already be preparing for a fresh start. No formal statements have been made yet, but fans are drawing conclusions. The deleted post, the presence of this other man, and her distance from Jim all suggest that she may be ready to move on for good. The real question now is, should Chrissy finally walk away? And who is the man who stepped in to defend her? Is he just a friend, or is there something more going on? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.